Welcome back to our English classroom. Today we will discuss about Unit 7, that is the interaction in a language class. So here we will discuss about the interaction which we will do in the English language classroom, and today we will discuss the last portion of this section. So let's begin, guys. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the classroom interaction. So, what is called classroom interaction? In the traditional classrooms, the virtues were silence, individual work, teacher talk, and lectures. But now the whole concept of an ideal classroom is changing. An interactive approach is expected to yield the best results in a language classroom. So, what is interaction? Where a learners read the text silently and he is interacting with the text. So you can understand, in the traditional classrooms, there were several techniques like the teacher and the students may be silent, there may be individual work, sometimes the teacher also talk to the students, sometimes they're engaged in their delivering of lectures. But now the classroom has been changed, and now the classroom mode has been changed. Here the interaction is the forthcoming, where the teacher are very much engaged in the conversation with the learners. Now, how can interaction help learning? This is where there is a change in perspective from language as knowledge to language as a skill. Take for instance swimming, which is a skill. If someone tells us all about swimming, we do not learn to swim. Right. We will learn to swim by swimming only. Right? Similarly, if someone tells us all about English, we do not necessarily master it. We have to speak and write English ourselves, in other words. Then we master English by using it or interacting through English. So guys, you can understand what may be the interaction in the classroom, basically for the English language classroom. Okay. So now move to the next slide. Yes. Here we are going to discuss about the types. The types of interaction. The different types of interaction that would be exploited in the classroom are as follows. First of all, pair work. What is pair work, guys? This involves the interaction of one learner with another. Okay. This is called pair work. And what is group work? This involves the interaction of several learners as a group. You can understand. And what is called individual work? This involves the interaction of a learner with the text, either reading or writing a text. Now, what is lecture? Interaction of the teacher with whole class. Okay, well, the teacher will give the lecture to the students. It is called the lecture procedure. You know that. And the whole class discussion. Well, this involves the whole class interaction with the teacher. It means that sometimes the teacher are very much involved in the interaction where all the students take the participation within it. So this is called the whole class discussion. And this is also one of the many types of interaction in the language classroom. Now move to the next slide. Yes, guys, this is about the language games. So, developing and using various language games for developing the 4 basic skills of language and effective class management. And you all know that because this is your first practicum among all. So, language games can be found to give practice in all the skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And you know that these are the 4 basic skills of knowing English language or any kind of language, you can say. So, in all the stages of teaching or learning sequence, like presentation, repetition, recombination, and free use of language, and for many types of communication, that is encouraging, criticizing, agreeing, explaining. So here the language games can participate and took actively did Now move to the next slide. Here we are going to know about the usage. What is the usage of language games for classroom management? Because you know that for the teachers it is very much a crucial part of teaching to manage the classroom in a very well procedure. Because the teachers have to take the initial step to see that the classroom not be the chaotic situation. The classroom should always be goodly, in a good way to be managed. This is the first criteria, or this is the first activity of all the ideal teachers. And here language learning or teaching is a difficult task which can at times make even the most dedicated teacher tired, right? Because sometimes it is also be seen that the teacher are also feeling tired because of lots of pressure of language learning or teaching, right? So we need to make a continuous effort to comprehend, appreciate, create and plan the teaching the target language. We know that what is called target language. English language is here called the target language. A list of carefully selected games called language games can give students a break from monotony and at the same time permits students to use their language skills in real life situations. So you can understand games also provide entertainment with students and help teachers to manage the classroom effectively. They also help in cooperative learning. So guys, you can understand that language games not only is very useful to the teachers but also it is very much useful for the students, because in this language games the students may be involved into it so that they can easily cope up with any kind of language. They can easily take or they can easily learn with any kind of language. And also not only it is not about the question of learning, but also while the students are very much engaged in language games, they also are doing very cooperative learning. So here you can see that cooperative learning is also the part of language games. This is the basic point also. So now move to the next slide. Yes. This is now about the preparation of worksheet or activity sheets, including those for children with special needs, for developing 4 basic skills of language. So guys, you can understand this is for those children who had those special needs. Means this is the exceptional children. Exceptional children are what? Exceptional children are those children who has some kind of disability in hearing, in learning, in listening, in their eyesight, or maybe sometimes some body parts disability, some kind of impairment in their body issues. So these kind of children are called exceptional children. And in good terms these children are called children with special needs. So here, being the teacher, we have to know how we should prepare the worksheet or the activity sheets, basically including for those children who are the children with special needs, how to develop their 4 basic skills of language. Now we are going to know. While preparing worksheet for a ESL classes, ESL means English as a second language, our teacher should remember some guiding principles. What are those? A worksheet should contain the name of the text, date and time, specified for activity, full marks and so on. It is better to type the questions in the computer and have printed copies the worksheet. To reduce the cost, worksheet can be photocopied also. That will make it clearly legible for students. The font size should be larger for very young learners and for the students who have problem in their vision. So guys, you can understand from here, these are the basic guidelines that the teacher should follow while they are going to teach the children with special needs, basically for the sake of their development of 4 basic skills of language, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing. So now move to the next slide. Yes, this is about scaffolding. Scaffolding is very much important. Here we have to understand because it is very much important for your examination and also primary English state examination. The term scaffolding is a metaphor to describe techniques that teacher used to provide different types and level of support to meet a learner's individual learning needs. As the learner begins to demonstrate mastery of the new learning, the levels of support or scaffolding are gradually withdrawn to shift the responsibility for learning from the teacher to the learner. For example, a young child needs a lot of support when learning a new skill such as reading. At first, the teacher provides this support for devising a range of activities that develop the child's ability to recognize the shapes and sound of letters and then words. After a suitable period of time, the teacher then removes some of the scaffolding or support as the child begins to write sentences. Eventually, all the scaffolding is removed when the child can read successfully without any kind of support from the teacher. So, guys, here you can get to understand what is scaffolding. So, this is all about your last portion from Unit 7. So, thank you very much, guys. Here it is all. And we will meet in the next class. Till then, happy learning and stay safe. Thank you.